The metal chair is kind of cold, kind of damp. Got a little frost on it.
And Claire, you were going to tell us about something else.
Oh, yeah. I used to be a cancer nutritionist. I worked with cancer patients, and I ran across a woman in Boise, Idaho, named Pamela McDougall, and she said that her cancer patients were really responding well to infrared therapy. So that's what got me interested in all this, and a lot of the devices out there, this has been years back, were not really effective, and so that's what piqued my interest in the infrared saunas. And about that same time, I ran into a very rare mineral called cuprorovate, which was actually invented by the ancient Egyptians about 5,000 years ago. It's very rare, but they were able to create it synthetically. So it's basically the first known mineral created, and it was called Egyptian blue. They used it on their sacred objects, and it's unknown if they knew about its healing properties. They may or may not have, but a lot of my research has been involved with trying to design a sauna that could utilize the Egyptian blue along with the other emitters. And what it has some unique properties. It penetrates further into human tissue than any other known infrared, the infrared from the Egyptian blue. So that was what got me really fascinated, and over the last 6-8 years I've been working on different designs to utilize the penetration that it has. And the issue is that the infrared is very helpful for tissue regeneration, cellular energy. Sports injuries heal quicker with the infrared, and a lot of times an injury can be quite deep. It can be below the surface of the skin, so the deeper penetration is very useful. So eventually...
And explain that a little. We don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
I'm sorry, you're over my head.
Well, the infrared is part of the healthy spectrum of light from the sun. It's not visible, but it penetrates quite deeply, and it ups the cellular energy, and it also has healing properties. So it's very useful. A lot of the infrared devices only penetrate very slightly beneath the skin because they're absorbed by water molecules. This Egyptian blue emits a wavelength that isn't absorbed by water molecules, so it penetrates much further into tissue, which is very useful.
And how does that apply to the thing you're doing?
Well, I use it.
What are you doing?
I'm using it in my saunas as part of the healing, to basically enhance the healing properties of the sauna.
And what's the sauna? What does that mean?
Well, the sauna is basically, normally most saunas just use heat, which is useful, but the infrared heat penetrates further and so has more healing properties basically than just heat alone.
And it's an application for arthritis.
Yeah, it's helpful for arthritis, sports injuries. It improves circulation. It improves oxygen uptake. It does a lot of really good things. So that's kind of how it all started.
And how do people get a hold of this? How do they find
Well,
it?
there's a lot of...
How do they find out more about it?
There's a lot of saunas out there. So far, mine is the only one that is using the Egyptian blue to enhance the penetration depth. So that's kind of what makes my also my sauna. It turns out that the infrared is very specific to the distance from the emitter to the body. So if it's too far, it doesn't have enough energy. So mine basically uses a box that is above the patient that can be lifted up or down. to get basically the perfect distance. So it's got some pretty unique features. And like I said, it's not on the market yet.
And you're creating it. You're an
Yeah.
inventor.
Yeah.
And right now you're using different applications to create it.
Yeah, I've done a lot of experimenting with myself and with other people as well. And
So it's like an infrared box that,
well, mine is designed to fit above a bed. It's on a frame and it has a cover over it, and it can lift up and down to get the optimum distance from the whatever you're trying to work on. You know, if it's just general overall health, vitality, or if it's a specific injury.
and your YouTube videos, what are they about?
Well, they're basically just an introduction to infrared. What it is the one video, and just a general overview of infrared therapy. And the other one is demonstrating penetration into tissue. So I show how the infrared can penetrate through my forearm. I use brain tissue from a sheep.
Wow.
and show how it can penetrate through the brain tissue and also bone. So it can penetrate through the human skull and into the brain. I kind of demonstrate how that's possible. And also I show how it penetrates through an inch of turkey breast, my forearm, my hand, also my calf.
Huh.
And I have a what's called an irradiance meter that shows the penetration.
And your name is what? It's
Clair.
Clair?
Clair Nafziger.
Okay, and spell the last name for us.
Nafziger.
And that's what it's called on YouTube.
Yeah. If you
What are
just,
the channels called on YouTube?
Well, basically the best way to find them is to just type in my name on YouTube, and the two sites will come up.
Okay, spell your name slowly for us.
First and last.
Yep.
First is Clair, Clair. Last is Nafziger, Nafziger.
And you're out of Portland, Oregon.
Yeah, yeah.
And you're working on this project, and you've got 2 different videos on YouTube.
Right.
And as time goes by, you're going to have more YouTube videos.
Yeah. As soon as I get my sauna on the market, why I'll put up a third one.
Nice. And
Yeah.
I've just done 2 interviews with you, and they're fascinating, and the public wants to hear from you. They want to find out what you're doing, and they want to find out about this project.
Well, I hope that's true.
It is true. So thank you for being on my TV show, Public Interest Issue Show.
Thank you.
And we're on Seattle Community Media TV.
Okay.
And we're fascinated by this.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yeah. And is there any last minute thing you want to wrap up and tell us?
No, I think I've pretty much covered it.
Nice.
And, I'm kind of surprised by all this.
And we can find you on YouTube.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for being on my show.
Thanks.